guys, I'm back. I wanted to show you some dried paintings. So this one I did last week. Here we are. There it is. Nice and dry. And I might be doing some doodling on top of this one because I think it needs it. I like it, but it needs something extra. Now, a lot of people were asking about this one. This is that paper thing where I did the alcohol thing on top of it. Then I poured something on top of that. And a lot of people were thinking that it might be too thick. So they thought this was too thick to, and it would crack. But my paintings almost never crack because I think it has a lot to do with the quality of stuff you're using. So I'm just cutting off the top here because I put this paper on a board. One last one here. I think you do have to stretch it a little bit. So as you can see, just normal drawing paper. And this is the pour on top. No cracks, as you can see. It works. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. It dried up really flat, though. That I really like. Because I was a little worried that it might go all warpy and bubbly. But as you can see, the pour did exactly what it's supposed to do. It dried up nice and flat. I know this isn't that interesting, but it's just an experiment. And if you don't experiment, you'll never find new things to do. So that's why I always encourage everyone to experiment with stuff. Now, I've got this little cup of paint. And I wanted to do some little pours, but the paint is a little too thick for these little feathery pours. But we'll see what we get. And there's a little goober in there. We'll just see what happens. Well, that's kind of pretty. Never know what we can do with it, but it's like I said, the paint is pretty thick. And I just did a little squishy here. Because I can keep this paper, I'm going to let it dry because I like those things too. I don't usually do things, to them. And I know a lot of people have asked me to show what you can do with that. The problem is that I'm not really one to... let's make this a little bit bigger. Why is there a little dot in the middle? I don't know. And I don't have a toothpick handy. Let's put something in the middle there. I'm not sure why that's in there. All ruined with that white thing in there. Just make it a little bigger then. Might be able to take that out. Yeah, I think I can. Just make that move. There's a little bit of white in there where it shouldn't be. Let's put some more blue in. There we go. A little bit more of this burnt sienna. And then we can put some orange on top. This is just, just a bonus thing because I don't want to throw away all that paint. So I'm just putting some of it in here. I'm going to give it a little swirly swirl. And then I'm going to pour some on here. And the paint is too thick. So this is good for you guys to watch because this is just too thick. This is good for the balloon smash thing, but it's not good for these feathery things because you don't get that really beautiful feathery look to it. But we can do something else with it. Let's see if we have some more room here. Press out some paint. There we go. Then we get the little palette knife. And we can put some white up here. And we can swipe it down there, back up. Now that is nice for some, let me get you in focus though. See that? That is really nice. Nice little swipe. And I'm pretty sure we can make something pretty out of this. All it really needs is a tiny, tiny fluff of glitter. Yes, it is. We gotta glitter it up a little bit. So I'm gonna put it down here. I have nothing to put it on. I'll put it down there. Put a little bit of glitter on the back of my hand here. And just get it on top there. A little bit more. That's it. And take it up. You can almost not see it, but once I cut something out for a pendant, and then you can see the you'll see the little bit of metallic glittery thing going on. Now you can't really see it, but it's there. Okay guys, this was just a little bonus thing, so I'm going to clean up and do the 3 paintings in a row. So be right back with you. Oh, and there's another thing that people ask me about filling up the torch. As you can see, this is a universal gas lighter refill. Yes, that's what I use. So all I do is really get this thing, push it in here, do 1, 2, 3. That's about it. Only 3 seconds. And then it's fully loaded, as you can see. Ready to go. That's all there is to it. Okay guys, we're back, and what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to cover the background. Here we go. So we're going to make it nice and white. And I want a lot of paint on top, because what I'm going for is a really long time ago, last year, about maybe even the year before, I did a 3 painting thing, a triptych, whatever you call it. And the colors, they bled into the background, and that was something that I thought was really pretty. And sometimes that happens and sometimes it doesn't. I'm not totally in control about if it does it or it doesn't. And I was gonna try and do that again. So we're gonna cover everything with white as we go. A little bit more on this side. The corners nicely covered. And there's a little bit of air bubbles going on, but I'm going to torch them before I pour on top of it. There we go. There it is. Okay, so gonna make sure everything is going the same way. Then we can put that away. Now I have a lot of colors mixed up here. It's all Winsor & Newton Galeria. This is the Prussian blue. This is a permanent green with a little bit of yellow to make it just a little bit more interesting. This is titanium white. And my turquoises is all sorts of mixes with phthalo blue and green. And more or less of the green to go to the green side. More blue to go to the blue side. And this one I put more titanium into it to make it lighter. Because I wanted to have these beautiful turquoisey colors with the little bit of contrast in there by the Prussian blue, and then the nice fresh bright green to do the rest. Now these colors I'm going to give it a lot of silicone, and again I'm using dimethicone 1000. The 1000 is the thickness of the silicone, and I'm mixing it through. And what I really want is for the blue to hit the sides and sort of grow into the background. I'm hoping that's gonna work. And that's why I made the paints a little bit thinner than usual, so as to get that effect going. And I'm hoping that's gonna work. Just gonna check if there's not too many air bubbles in there. A little bit here in the green. It's almost gone. Now let's check this one more time. It's pretty thin, but maybe a little bit more. Okay, now we need a cup. I think I'm gonna go for these because they can be squeezed. And I would really like to really be able to be in control where I pour everything. So I'm just adding all the colors. No particular order of something like that. I'm just going with what I think I want in there. There it goes. This one, the really nice light blue. And the last one is the greenish turquoise. That's a lot of turquoise though. Might want to put a little bit more white in there just to lighten it up. Okay, that's it. And then the blue on the sides. I'm gonna try and put that on the sides. There you go. And then just give it a little swirl. We'll see what happens. I'm not sure I need that much paint, but I don't want to run out halfway. Oops, you're not seeing them all. Here we go. Making sure there's a little gap in between so the paint can run over the sides. Now here we go. I'm gonna do it really thin and go up and down, up and down. That's it. And here I'm gonna pour off most of the darker color because I'm missing a lot of that really nice light color. There we are. Now I am going to give it a little bit of wiggle room and then pour some off over the sides because I think that's more interesting. A little bit down there. There we go. Making it go straight over the side there. A little bit up, a little bit down. And then we're going to come in with the torch. Oops, maybe a little bit down here. Okay, and as you can see, it's not going to bleed into the background. I can see that already. Let's see. No, it's not going to do that. But who knows? Maybe we just like it as it is right now. I'm just making these cells a little bit bigger. Just making them a little bit interesting. Because you can see that it belongs together, but I do want a little bit of diversity into them. See that? There you go. Maybe up, down there a little bit more too. And then back. There you go. And that's how I'm going to let them dry. Only I see here a little speck of paint that dropped on top. So we're going to take that off. There it is. Now up close these are really pretty, so I'm going to give you guys a close-up. So maybe I'll lose the audio, I'm not sure, we'll see. Okay, so I'll put them away because I still have some paint left which I would like to experiment with. And we'll see how thick this is, if we can make some of those pretty wavy things with it. Although there is silicone in this paint. So we might get a unintentional little cell here and there. But I kind of like where this is coming close together. That I really like. Let's see if we can pull it down a little. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Oops, I don't have any room on the table because I was cleaning my windows. Oh, that's a lot of dark blue. I overdid it on the dark blue, I guess. Let's see what we can do here. There we go, a little bit of this color. And this is the last video for today, guys, because I want to do some more cleaning up. And because of the beautiful weather, I had all my, the blankets and the sheets on the bed. I washed them and put them out. Don't you just love getting into a nice clean bed and that crispy outside smell? Makes you really want to fall asleep straight away. I don't know why I said that. Oh boy, but it really is. It's really nice. Oops, that's a lot of paint. That's too much. Ooh, but it is thin. I think we'll pour it straight back in here. That is nothing. We have to make something out of this. It is pretty, but not pretty enough. Where's that white with all the, is this with the dimethicone in it? I don't think so. So we're going to swipe this. Put this up here. There it is. That is nice and really it looks nice, this one. I really like where the green is also involved. Let's do that again, but then with more green. Because the green really makes it look spring-like, if you know what I mean. So I'm gonna pull that down, put some green on top. Ooh, there's no green coming out. There it is. And always swipe with a clean palette knife. Let's go back, because otherwise it gets really muddy. That is a really pretty one too. See that? That is pretty. Ooh, this is gonna be a really beautiful one for a pendant. Oh, about the pendants, guys. Really, I had a lot of them made, but I cannot sell anything that has a flaw in them. It's just something I can't do. So I have some of them that are flawless, and I'm going to be putting them on Etsy pretty soon. Next week, I thought I'd only do watercolors, and I'm going to do some of those hearts. But then I'm going to do them with those transfer thingies, those stencil things. So I'm going to do a lot of those hearts, and I'm going to put up some really nice pendants that I made. Here we go, up and down. I just love these colors. These are my favorite colors. Yes, they are. They remind me of the sea and the Caribbean and the island that I always go to also. I just love these colors. They make me happy. Okay, guys, that's about it for today. I'm doing a little cleanup here. I might save this because it might, you know, mix to a really nice greenish turquoisey color. We'll see, but we'll do that later on. I'd like to thank you for a really fun pouring Saturday, and I'll see you back tomorrow. So I'm gonna wish you all a beautiful Saturday. Spend it with your family or make some art. Love you all to pieces. Liebe euch alle. Hou voor jullie allemaal. See you in the next one. Later.